Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Overnight into Monday, Russian forces launched another large-scale drone attack on Ukraine. According to Ukrainian military officials, more than 150 attack drones were launched. Ukrainian air defenses recorded 17 direct hits across 10 locations. 2 hit the city of Dnipro, where 5 people were wounded in the aftermath of the attack. Fires broke out and civilian infrastructure was damaged. In one city in the region, the railway station was severely damaged. Russian shelling also caused power outages in the railway power grid, which led to a complete halt of the train traffic in the area. At the same time, Russia itself came under a massive drone attack. Russian authorities claimed that nearly 150 drones were shot down over several regions. In the Rostov region, damage to a power transmission line forced a shutdown of a water intake facility and a pumping station, according to the regional governor. As a result, residents in several districts were left without water. One of the likely targets may have been a branch of the Novoshakhtinsk petroleum products plant, located about 2 kilometers from Rostov-on-Don. The governor of the Belgorod region also reported a Ukrainian missile strike on Belgorod. He said the attack caused serious damage to infrastructure, with no casualties reported. Local media, however, claimed the strike may have hit the city's thermal power plant. Meanwhile, the mayor of Moscow confirmed that Ukrainian drones were also detected over the Russian capital. Now, turning to the front line. According to the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, Ukrainian forces have retaken approximately 16 square kilometers of land in Pokrovsk. At the same time, supplying the nearby city of Myrnohrad remains quite difficult, though supply routes are still functioning. Ukrainian analysts warn that Ukrainian forces may soon be forced to conduct simultaneous urban combat in 3 more densely built-up cities: Liman, Konstantinivka, and Huliapole. The Moscow force structure and resources intended for encirclement and assaults on these cities have already been confirmed. Analysts caution against assuming that Russia's offensive capability will steadily and irreversibly decline in their own. Instead, they believe Russia will concentrate its main efforts on 2 key directions of the Konstantinivka and the Liman axis. These directions lead towards the Sloviansk-Kramatorsk agglomeration, described as the last major urban cluster in the Donbass that's still under Ukrainian control. Russia's objective appears to be reaching the approaches to this area from the north and the northeast. However, analysts stress that Russia can no longer conduct such large-scale offensives simultaneously on multiple fronts, as demonstrated by the situation around Kupiansk. As a result, the issue of force concentration, especially at the operational and strategic level, is becoming increasingly acute for Russian command, particularly in relation to its broader strategic goals. Experts believe that the current winter campaign will reveal how the Russian General Staff plans to resolve this strategic dilemma, namely choosing the most viable direction or directions for further offensive operations, in line with political objectives declared by the Kremlin. Russia has launched another missile strike on civilian port infrastructure in Odesa. During the December 12th attack, Iskander ballistic missiles hit a Turkish cargo ship moored in the port, setting it on fire. According to available information, the ship belongs to the Turkish ferry company Cenk Shipping. The strike on a foreign merchant vessel is one of the Black Sea's key port is a direct indication that Russian missiles are not missing their targets but are deliberately hitting civilian logistics and international shipping. The moment of impact was captured on camera and witnessed by bystanders.
Çek bana atarsın. Havre patlatmışlar zaten bak. Aha gidiyor bak, drone'a bak, patlayacak bak. Patlayacak. Ha! Patlayacak lan. Nereye gitti? O tarafa gitti. Aha patladı. Gemiyi patladı. Gemini. Ha.
During an air raid targeting temporarily occupied Crimea, Ukrainian defense forces delivered a significant blow to key elements of Russian military infrastructure in the region. An AN-26 transport aircraft was destroyed near the city of Kacha alongside two critically important radar stations. The 55ZH-6M Nebel-M, a modern multi-band long-range air target detection system, and the 64N-6E, which was housed under a protective dome and used for guidance for the S-300 and S-400 anti-aircraft missile systems. A Ukrainian soldier captured the moment of a powerful airstrike on a residential area in Siversk. This footage shows a massive explosion with a giant mushroom cloud of fire and dust rising above the city, believed to be caused by a Fab 1500 aerial bomb. Now, these are not military positions nor fortifications, but civilian infrastructure. The latest use of heavy aerial bombs in the city highlights the scorched earth tactics the Kremlin is using against Ukrainian cities.
Ну жирний капець. Це, мабуть, не кап, це ФАП.
Вот это?
Так, ти бачиш, яка на весь город. Ти вже метрів 200, диви, висота. Я бачу, як куски відлітають, до сих пор падають.
We're closing today's episode with footage from Kupiansk, showing the everyday reality of war without embellishment or fanfare, focusing on clearing Russian forces from urban areas. So in the video up next, infantry groups move methodically, checking building by building, courtyard by courtyard. Their main task is to detect the Russians, prevent ambushes, and clear fortified positions. This is Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region. Urban combat here is routine. Short movements, room-by-room checks, and constant threats from any floor or basement. This is what regaining control of a city look like, without emotion, with cold calculation, and systemic effort.
Mi equipo aqui abaixo, mas vamos ali.
Yo la tengo.
Equipo, falta uno. Please.
Мы зашли в первое здание, можете подтягиваться. Плюс. Мы потихоньку двигаем.
Мы сегодня одного вальнули.
Вальнули? Да. Тройка, которая перебегала?
Там, бачишь?
Да.
А где он? Он лежит?
Прямо тут.
Возле забора?
Нет, до забора там ще...
Ну вот, я имею в виду...
Да, ось перво, це
Ага.
по кущам.
Да.
And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.